Here are 12 tips that will completely change your gameplay for Disney's Dreamlight Valley. Don't believe me? Just watch and find out. Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. It's Ella here. So let's get into it. 12 tips that will completely change your gameplay. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video. Tip number 12, no one's talking about, and they should be. So tip number 1, you need to plant all of your crops in the rain. I know a lot of people don't like it when it rains in the game, but this can be super useful. It saves you a ton of time and a ton of energy. And I know a lot of people are planting huge crops of pumpkins, so game changing. The second tip we're going to talk about, you need to use your map. I know a lot of us seem to think we know the game by the back of our hand. Layout doesn't change that much. You can move your stuff around, but for the most part, all of the areas stay the same. But there are some things on the map that are super important. Looking at your map, you can see where your friends are, which can be really useful when you're trying to find someone for a specific skill. You can also see where all the wells are, and you can teleport from here. Another really good thing about the map, you can see your crops. You can see what crops you forgot about, what crops need to be watered, and what crops are ready to be harvested. All around, the map is an excellent tool. Tip number 3 is going to save you so much time and energy. If you open up your menu, you need to go look at the collection tab, especially if you're looking for things or trying to craft. The tab is laid out with different sections based on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to craft items, you can see all of the items that are available to you that you've previously made, and it will show you exactly what goes into them in order to make them. There's also in here fishing, your foraging items, your ingredients, and your gems. So this shows you where to find all of those items and what map-specific region they're in. This will save you so much time of just looking through everything. Tip number 4 is going to sound funny to a lot of people, but if you're anything like me, you need to hear this. So it's change your landscape. When I started in the valley, I looked at everything and I thought, this is the way that they laid it out, loved it, that was the game. So I didn't really bother changing it and making it my own until much further into the game. I'm talking weeks in, where I decided, yep, I'm gonna start making things how I see they should be. I started off simple by taking some of the trees out of the darker biomes to lighten them up a little bit. But ever since, I've kind of been changing everything, so do it. It is your game. Make it how you see fit. Next tip on our list is number 5. You need to upgrade Wally's garden. Absolutely love Wally. He's probably my favorite character in the game right now. He's just so cute. The noises are hilarious. But that being said, he comes with the cutest little garden, and you need to update it because this garden provides you with a ton of different crops, ton of variety. So I know a lot of people are specifically planting one type of item that maybe gets them the most resale value, but this really makes it so you can focus on exactly what you want to plant and you'll still be getting those ingredients that you need for Remy's. Number 6 on our list is everything you do, you should be doing with somebody. Having your friends with specific skills help you out on your tasks that you're doing in the valley, it can really change the game. If you have a mining friend and you go mining with them, they're level 10, you can easily double the amount of gems you get. But aside from getting extra gems, fish, crops, and things you forage for, another really good reason to bring somebody with you when you're doing your daily tasks in the valley is it will increase their friendship level. They'll get experience for everything that you do, regardless if it's their skill or not, and it can really boost their level up pretty quick. And here's a little bonus tip for you around making friends. If you happen to have 2 characters who like to spend a lot of time in the ocean and won't seem to come near you, Ursula and Ariel, a really good option is take your camera out and take a selfie with them in the background. They love the attention and they will come over. Tip number 7, this is really around increasing your friendship level, but it's know what your friends want. So if you go back into your collection that we previously talked about, you'll see a little section there where it says characters, and it will show all of the characters that you currently have unlocked. And if you go over their little picture, it'll show you kind of where you are on the friendship level, how full that little bar is, but it will also show you what their favorite things are for the day. And if you take them their favorite things, you get extra friendship points with them. This can be extremely useful for those characters that you can't actually walk around with and gain experience that way. Number 8, we need to talk about upgrading Moana's boat. So similar to Wally's garden, if you upgrade Moana's boat, she'll bring you fish as well as seaweed. So again, she has quite a few levels that you can upgrade this boat to, and as you keep going, she'll bring you more fish for less time spent. It's a really good option in case maybe fishing isn't your favorite thing to do, or if you're just looking to kind of collect that extra group of items. Tip number 9, this is something that I felt guilty to. I did not expand my backpack soon enough. So really, as soon as you can, it's a good option to expand your backpack. If you are anything like me, this game just turns me into a hoarder of some sort, where I feel the need to collect everything. It's a really good trait to have, but you run out of space so fast. So I joked earlier about my need to collect everything, but that is the next tip on this list, is you really need to collect everything. As you go through the game, there's going to be quests that require copious amounts of items, like 200 clay, for example. So really, if you're collecting the items as you go, it makes it so much easier, and it's so much less of a grind when you get to those quests. Also, wood everywhere's, but you're going to need it, so pick it up as you go. So tip number 11, you need to make a storage room. Again, something that I felt guilty to. I did not make a storage room early enough in the game. And once I did, it changed everything. I felt guilty. I was one of those people who just had chests upon chests everywhere in their house, didn't know what was in them. But I added an extra room on, made a storage room with some tables, put the items that were going to be in each chest at the back of them so I could tell exactly what was in each chest. And yes, completely changed everything. So here we go, tip number 12, Scrooge's catalog. Now, we've talked about Scrooge before. I absolutely love him, but he doesn't bring in a ton of stuff. So every day you sign on, you'll go into the shop, and there should be a set of different items. Now, that being said, you can spend a lot of time looking for specific items, or you saw something once, you didn't need it at the time, so you didn't bother buying it. Now, I'm here to tell you, you need to buy it. If you see something that you really like, you should purchase it. Now, even if you're not necessarily going to place it right away, but that's all right, you should still purchase it. So the reason I'm saying this is once you purchase an item, if you go over and talk to Scrooge afterward, he'll give you a little option about going into the catalog. And in that catalog, it shows there's furniture, there's clothing. But the important thing to note about this is there's a set generic, kind of very plain looking group of furniture and clothing that he will have. But once you purchase a furniture item, that item gets added to the catalog. So myself, for example, there were these stools from Moana. I really liked them. I bought one. Then I went over, talked to Scrooge, and I bought a few more. So if it's something you think you will use in the future that you really love, you should buy it. You could buy the rest later, but it's a good way to have that item because you don't know when he'll bring it back in. So those are my 12 tips on what I think would make your game a lot easier and potentially better in Disney's Dreamlight Valley. I'd love to hear your tips down below in the comment section so we can all kind of learn some new things. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.